Welcome back, everybody. Happy new comic book day. This is the allergy edition. Yes, as many of you know, spring is here or just around the corner, and boy, are we all fighting watery eyes, itchy eyes. We're not giving in. We're not giving up, though. It's new comic book day. We're here to bring you our picks of the week, our poll list for the week. And we got a nice little set. We got a really easy to digest amount of comic books this week. I guess that's the easiest way to put that. Welcome everybody again to New Comic Book Day. You're down in the Comic Dojo with ComicManAndy, and we're here to kill it. And this is people enter the chat. What we're gonna do, as we do every Wednesday, we're gonna go over the picks. We're gonna go over some of the covers. We're gonna go over some of the books we missed. We're gonna hit up the chat, hang out with everybody, and then we'll do that one more time after that. So welcome, everybody. Holy cow. We're bringing good energy. You guys are bringing good energy. It's going to be a good time. Welcome. Come on, mama, to New Comic Book Day Wednesday. Good to see you. Thanks for being here as we get into these books today. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Come on, mama. What's up? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. How's it going? I'm hearing a little reverb, but hopefully you guys aren't. Honey, I'm home. Yes. So, hey, once again, as we roll into this show, there are no DC pickups this week. I actually browsed the DC wall again, and boy, did it look picked through this week. I don't know if that's because not much came out or if that's because I missed something big going on and it got picked through on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. But yeah, nothing for DC, and Don Davis would definitely give me a few lashings for that. Although there are plenty. Peacemaker, was that Peacemaker book of one shot? That should be coming back out. Zuni, Mishu Seaman, Joshua Harrison. Good to see you guys. Thank you all for being here. Like we were saying, no DC pickups this week, but we are rolling right into Marvel. Zuni with a little fist bump action for a Wednesday. Good to see you, man. Not much drop for DC. Okay, that makes more sense because there was not much sitting on the shelf at all. Kind of surprising to see that. But rolling right into Marvel. Hitting the reading pile. Devin, it must be Monday still. Devil's Reign, Villains for Hire, hitting the reading pile. I kind of goofed when I asked for Chip Zdarsky's Devil's Reign to basically hit the pull list. When I emailed them, I must have accidentally said, give me everything. And we're still getting everything because we ordered everything. So we're following through. We're paying for it. And this will hit the reading pile. This will be one of those rainy day reads. We'll get there. And, well, you know what? I didn't even get any stands. That's okay. We'll get stands next time. But then sticking with Devil's Reign, X-Men number 3. I think this is just 3 issues that they were going to release for this. Once again, hitting the reading pile. So there you go. And next up. So this has been one that I think has been a little underappreciated, not talked about a lot. This series, Elektra, Black, White, and Blood, has had some of the most killer covers coming out from Marvel recently within the past month or two. And the 1 in 25 I wasn't able to grab. The 1 in 25, I wish I had a picture to throw up real quick, was a cover that we talked about on Comic News Weekly over on Simple Ones Comics channel. That was a killer cover, but we did get cover A because we've been grabbing cover A's, so that hits the reading pile too. But wait, we're done throwing things on the reading pile, aren't we, Andy? We pretty much dipped into everything else. Sticking with Marvel, next up, we definitely hit the Star Wars. Comic You Crazy, what is up? Hello, man. Good to see you. Hitting Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, 19 is out now. I've talked about this in the past where I dropped Dr. Aphra because I kind of was not interested in the way the story was being paced by Wong, and maybe I was Wong. And either way, like I said, I'm buying absolutely everything Star Wars now for a reason. We're starting to get a little bit deeper into these runs with Dr. Aphra, with Darth Vader, with the regular Star Wars run, and some of the other ones. So now is a more important time than any to pay attention to the fact that when they start getting deeper into these runs, print numbers start dipping a little bit. People tend to only stick with the first story arc or two, and you start getting deeper in here. If they drop a little bit of surprise spiciness, whether it be a new character or whether it be something important, this is where you got to pay attention to those 1 in 25s, those incentive variants or ratio variants or whatever. If the print runs are low and something big happens and those ratios drop and then you miss out and those ratios have low print run, look what's happening with the ratio variants or incentive variants for either of the Darth Vader series or runs from 2015 or 2017, with the renewed interest in not just Star Wars in general, but with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out, renewed interest in Dr. Aphra picking up a little bit more. Those ratio variants that were really low, like not within the first 5 or 6 issues, are ghosts. They're becoming ghosts. So now's the time to pay attention. I'm not saying buy everything, buy what you love and you'll love what you buy. What I'm saying is pay attention to what's coming out. You don't have to read every book. You don't have to buy every book. Just pay attention to what's going on if you're a Star Wars fan. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to what's coming out, because as these runs get deeper in, like the last 2 Darth Vader runs went for 25 issues. We're on 21 of Darth Vader. But Dr. Aphra 19 with a fantastic cover. This is a nice cover. I'm enjoying that quite a bit. That almost hits the reading pile. We dipped into the book, and I'm going to bust the book out actually, because I've struggled all day long to find that comic community member on Instagram that posted something incredibly important. In Dr. Aphra, on the, not the first page, not the second page, the third page, there was a community member on Instagram that posted this page and said, hey, something's sticking out to me here. And they were paying attention to it. I don't have the ability to translate any text or anything from the Star Wars universe, but what they did is they took this panel right here, cut out a square, and blew up the names at the feet of these headstones or these grave markers or whatever the relics are. I stopped at this page. I wanted to keep reading, but I spent in half an hour or an hour looking for that community member's post on IG where they did this. They blew up this portion of these 3 foot pieces here with the names on them, and they translated the names. And there was something important going on, and I wish I would have saved that Instagram post so I could have, gave that person credit and talked about it a little bit more. And I can't really remember what the names were, but there's obviously was something important there. They're hiding a little bit of tidbits, a little bit more tidbits deeper into these books that we're not kind of giving them enough credit when they're coming out with these Star Wars books. There's deeper layers and levels of information here. So check out Dr. Aphra, page 3. I'm going to find that Instagram post, or continue to find that Instagram post, because something's going on and I want to know why or what is going on with that, and why those names, why somebody felt that it was important to spend their valuable time to clip that out and enlarge that and translate the names, because I kind of blew right past it. I'm like, oh, that's important. I got to save that. And it was like dinner time. Like I'm sitting there. I was like, I really need to save this and figure out what's going on there. But I'm going to keep digging through. If somebody knows that post or knows that community member, if they could tag me in that so I can go back and read it and tell them thank you for their hard work and picking that out, because I would have taken one look at that and not realized that I could have been able to translate that and find out the names. So there's more that meets the eye, giggity, here going on in Star Wars books. So Dr. Aphra, we'll finish reading that later tonight. There's obviously a variant cover, and we picked up that, and then probably my pick of the week. And I know if you guys follow other YouTubers and other avenues, specifically Jim's Comics or Comic Tom or anybody else, or Key Collector app or anything like that, my pick of the week, though, is going to be the Sprouse variant for Dr. Aphra 19, because this is we talked about it yesterday on Comic News Weekly with Simpleton's Comics. This is the first cover appearance of Bo-Katan. First, let me rephrase that. I'll get specific. This is the first standard comic book cover appearance of Bo-Katan. And if I'm remembering correctly, if I am incorrect, somebody please correct me down in the comments below. And while you're doing that, hit the subscribe button and kick that notification bell so you can come back and make more fun of me later. But I do believe this is the first standard comic book cover appearance of Bo-Katan, and I pre-ordered a few copies quite some time ago when I first saw this come up. Thank you, Paul Dunn, for bringing this to my attention, because usually when you look up Sprouse variants or some of the other Star Wars variants, it's just blank. It doesn't show the cover. Like if you go to League of New Comic Geeks, not Beaks, Comic Geeks, the cover, they have like a placeholder, but there's no picture for the cover. Well, Paul knows of a shop that had this up and available in packs that you could order. So he sent me the link, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the first standard comic book cover appearance of Bo-Katan. And with what they're doing with the Star Wars universe going forward, it just kind of makes sense that this is going to be the book that I was after this week. Was this one, Dr. After 19, the Sprouse variant. Holy moly. Lots to talk about, lots going on, but once again, this purple background kind of follows suit with the War of the Bounty Hunters #5 Sprouse variant that had the purple background with Ahsoka Tano and Anakin. That has been a good placeholder with Star Wars collectors. Not placeholder, but that's one of those ones where I feel like that one's a little underappreciated too. That hits not just, well, this doesn't hit the rating pile. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to read cover A. This is going to go to get graded. That I'm digging those Sprouse variants, the idea of those collecting those Sprouse variants in graded form. So that means we are on to Darth Vader 21. Good read. I still feel like this pack run of Darth Vader is a solid run worth reading. This issue a little bit slower pace, not as action packed as what some of them have been. And I feel like it's been a hot minute since I read issue 20. So I kind of want to go back and read issue 20 and read issue 21 next, or well, again. But like I said, I'm buying everything Star Wars right now. Short of them dropping like a $100 ratio variant on New Comic Book Day, I mean, that aside, like I'm not going to go full ham-fisted and spend hundreds of dollars. We're making improvements. But when they drop cover price variants, yes, I want to grab those. When they drop 1 in 25 ratio variants for really cheap, this is a 1 in 25 for Darth Vader 21, and this was really cheap comparatively. This is half a ratio, essentially. Less than half a ratio, basically. Definitely grabbing that. I love Vader covers, and it's a Darth Vader series. And like we talked about, when you start getting deeper into some of these runs, issue 20, 21, 22, 23, and they start putting out ratio variants, the print numbers start dipping because there's less interest in reading a run that's been going that long, which is why with the last 2 Vader runs went for 25 issues and then restarted a year or 2 later. I don't know how long they're going to go I don't know how long they're going to go with this run of Darth Vader from Pack. I imagine it's going to be more than 25 because where they're at in issue 21, I can't see them wrapping up the storyline in 4 issues. And I can't see them wanting to stop having a Vader title right now. And I can't see them wanting to reboot it. So maybe the sales numbers are decent enough. Either way, enough is going on here that it makes me want to pay attention to the ratio variants as they drop. You're not going to be able to get exact print numbers on New Comic Book Day, but you can gauge interest in the community, and you can always remember if you're working to buy your comic books on New Comic Book Day at cover price or less or as cheaply as possible with the idea of potentially gaining equity in time as you're kind of building your collection. Skate where the puck is going to be. Don't buy the books that everybody's talking about. Look for those books that have the potential to become worth money that people aren't talking about. How many people were talking about the 1 in 25 Darth Vader 21 today? I don't know. Not a ton. That being said, I did read through the book and I don't recall any major first appearances or any major. So it's just going to be one of those ratio variants that I probably could have gotten for $7 or $8 out of a bin later on. Either way, didn't pay much more than that. Happy to add that to the collection, being a completionist collector. So moving right along. We can't move right along. Not just yet, because in between that cover A and that 1 in 25, there is a book that we missed today, and we didn't quite miss it. They all got damaged, or a big chunk of most of them got damaged. So the LCS filled what they were able to fill in the pull lists, and the rest of them are getting destroyed and they're waiting on replacements. And that's Darth Vader 21, the Sprouse variant here. So what we're seeing here now is, this is Jim Comics pick of the week right here. And this is the first standard comic book cover appearance of Moff Gideon. And now the reason why we're paying attention to this, or at least I'm paying attention to this and what happens with this book, I'm only buying 1 or 2 copies. I'm not going all ham-fisted. I don't like villain spec. I don't like buying a lot of villain type books or books that revolve around their value revolving around villains. But being the first, I'm done pointing. Yeah, I'm done pointing. Being the first standard comic book cover appearance of Moff Gideon, there's a lot more that's going to be happening in Mandalorian. And what is it, in June or July, the Mandalorian series comes to comic books as well. That's on, I think, pre-order. You can pre-order that now. So that's going to be going on. So we're anticipating the first comic book appearance of Moff Gideon on the pages of the Mandalorian, if I remember correctly. Now, I'm paraphrasing heavily because, you guys leave comments down below if I'm wrong, or if I end up being wrong. That's great. Let's talk about it. Let's learn from that. Nobody's ever perfect. I am certainly not one to be perfect, but that's kind of the anticipation, is that we're looking to see the first comic book appearance of Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian. That's the idea or the theory. And then this being the first cover appearance, standard comic book cover appearance of Moff Gideon. Now, like I said, I don't like putting a lot of eggs in the villain basket, so to speak. So I'm getting one copy for my LCS eventually when they get replacements, and they're being told that they're getting enough replacements that they're destroying all of the damaged ones, or sending, but whatever that means, whether they send them back or they destroy, I don't know. But they're I wasn't even allowed to even look at the damaged ones to see how damaged they were. I was kind of curious, which is fine. And then let my thought train continue to finish falling off the tracks here. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be paying attention to, that one. It's like I said, it's Jim Comics pick of the week. I think my pick of the week, though, is I'd actually like to have a little back and forth with Jim, and maybe I should go over and leave a comment. I got to get better about leaving comments when I watch people's content. Is I actually like the Bo-Katan first cover appearance, that Sprouse variant, as a little bit better pick than this, but we have seen her on screen. Well, we've seen him on screen. Either way. Yeah, I'm not going to dig holes at the moment there. But there you go. So Darth Vader 21, we will get the replacement copy for that here coming up soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And I frequent other LCSs. If I see a copy sitting on the shelf for cover price or less, I'm certainly going to be grabbing one. I'd like to have one or two, possibly get one graded, and then have one for in the reading section, so to speak. That's it for Marvel. That's it for Star Wars. And I love the fact that we're talking about Star Wars essentially on a weekly basis. It's becoming a weekly thing. And obviously Marvel's planning that we're talking about Star Wars, or reading Star Wars books more on a weekly basis. Because, of course, the more that's in the limelight and the more we're spending money on it, the more they're going to continue to do it. And Star Wars is just going to get hotter, in my opinion. Star Wars is just this freight train that literally just left the station, and the beat is still building. Like Uncle Mel says, the beat is building, or build that beat. We will hit up the chat here shortly. There's only a couple of books left because it is Saga week. Saga 57 is out. I am not going to spoil it for any of you. If you are not reading Saga, I think you should consider at least giving it a shot. At this point right now, you could probably pop over to Simpleman's Comics channel and check out his most watched video ever, free comics via Hoopla. And if you can download the Hoopla app, or if you have the ability to get a library card, you potentially have the ability to read the first several story arcs, or the first full half of Saga. Get you caught up for free. I think it's on there. If it's not on there, I'm sorry. It depends on your region, depends on your area. But consider reading Saga via Hoopla for no cost to you. And then if it's your thing, jump on the bandwagon. We've got potentially 5+ years of Saga releases ahead of us. Issue 57, kind of a heartbreaking cover. And then you'll kind of understand when you get into here. But there's a couple of twists in here. Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples continue to deliver, and they're back. And I can't spoil it. I don't want to start talking too much about this and spoiling it. It's a good read. If you're a fan of Saga, you know that this is probably one of the first books you read this today or this week. So don't forget, Saga is out. Zuni with Mission 22, $5 super chat. We will hit that up first after these last two books. Department of Truth, you guys know I talk about this every month when Department of Truth comes out. It hits the reading pile for me because it's literally it's got more layers than an onion. And I find myself having to go back and almost reading an entire story arc to get caught up to the next new issue. But Brian McClay said it best here, that this was a fantastic cover leading with some space elements going on here. And he's looking forward to digging into this. I'm looking forward to digging into this too at some point, but I've got to absorb a little bit more of the story beforehand before getting into this, because I just find myself getting really lost if I don't have the last issue or two forefront in my mind. Last book out, and I want to thank Dan of Dank Comics. Check out Dan of Dank Comics, the Dank Comics channel on YouTube here, for recommending Ghost Cage from Image. Now, this one, I didn't hear anybody talking about this except for Dank, just in the Supplements Comics News Weekly show last night. I haven't heard anybody else in the community talking about that. I'm sure people are picking up and posting it. It's an Image #1. A lot of us as collectors pick up Image #1s as kind of a knee-jerk reaction to make sure you don't miss out on a good, potentially a good storyline. And Image, well, any #1 from Image is going to contain major first cover, major first appearances of any characters. So you don't want to miss out on that. You'd rather spend the $3, $4, $5 to get the book and have it, and then that's kind of like that knee-jerk collection reaction with Image and with indie books is you either collect the first run of 6 books, the first story arc, or you collect just the number ones, or you collect the first 2. Either way, I was pleasantly surprised by this. Dank talked about it a little bit. I didn't quite retain what Dank had said, and I wish I would have. But just on the cover alone, I'm like, okay, this looks really interesting. This has got a nice little mix of almost some anime kind of, no, not anime, let me rephrase that, like manga, a little bit of manga feel to it, a little bit of Street Fighter kind of feel to it. I don't know. The line work is excellent. The art, the rest of the art is excellent. It's all black and white on the inside, which I wasn't expecting, but I did kind of like. Essentially, it's the world's in a situation where one entity, one building, one giant tower that there it is, that you see right there. One giant tower controls the ability to produce energy whatsoever. Coal, water, nuclear, every form of energy, one entity in one tower here has the ability to produce that energy and continues to create monopolies over those energies, to deliver or sell them to the people. And it's kind of an interesting twist on like a coup. There's a coup going on here, it seems. And there's some really good fighting action and some really good sci-fi action going on here. I'm liking what this issue has to offer, and I'm going to add this to the pull list. I don't know if it's a mini series or a maxi series or if it's an ongoing. Either way, I don't think Image with this and what they put into it, I don't see this being an ongoing. I see this being like a maxi series or something like that. But I like it. I'm going to see where this goes. That's the last book. We're going to hit up the chat here to say hi and to say thank you to Zuni. And we are going to go back into the books for any of the late arrivers. Thank you guys. The more I talk, the better the allergies are getting. It's kind of one of those crazy things. Announcement number 1 as we roll up getting into this chat. Thank you, Ryan, for being here. Ryan0224 Comic. New name in the chat. Great to see you. Consider hitting that subscribe button and hanging out here for our live Monday shows, our live Wednesday shows. We produce shows on every Tuesday for Someone's Comics channel there. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. We're trying to drop edited content or do content via with whatnot. But one quick announcement as we get into this chat here real quick. That announcement was going to be Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington Comic Con is this weekend. I might be able, I might not. I don't know. It's almost a 7-hour drive. I'm going to be working late all week. I've got a cold that is it a cold or allergies? I don't know. It's one of those things where it's allergy season, but you kind of don't want to quite bring a cold anywhere either. Two Brothers Comics, I don't know if I saw them in the chat or not, but Two Brothers Comics is down there and they are packing up to go. I saw all their gear loaded up. I really want to go to Lexington. It's probably one of the only opportunities I'm going to get to see Nick and Dustin in person and hanging out with them. But like I said, it's like a 7-hour drive. If I get out of work 7, 8 o'clock Friday night, it's going to be 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning before I get there, which means Saturday is going to be a dumpster fire for me at the con to try to wake up, be coherent, be a decent human being, and without drinking 5 gallons of coffee. I really want to go. I really think it's worth the gas money. I really think it's worth the time. The 1 or 2 night hotel stay isn't terrible. They're con prices for the hotel, but they're not like astronomically high con prices. Either way, I do want to see about going. Maybe you guys can help push me. Leave a comment down below to not lift me up, not support me, but I mean like motivate me. Leave a comment down below because I potentially really want to make it down there. It's just we drove to Baltimore, which ended up being a 12-hour drive each way this past fall. Being like Lexington is almost half of that drive, and it's like, man, I'd hate to miss out on this, but man, all right, yes, come on, Mom is in the chat tonight. Happy New Comic Book Day. Mihu Seaman, good to see you, Mark. Thanks for being here, buddy. Zuni with that little fist bump action, that big fist bump action. Thank you for being here. Joshua Harrison, you guys don't know, but this is announcement number 2. Joshua Harrison is start doing his first live auction on Whatnot this Thursday. Josh is going to bring something incredibly different than other people on Whatnot, and I cannot wait to see his live performance there. He's got a lot of great art, a lot of great sketch stuff. He's got a lot of great sketch covers. He's got a lot of really cool books in his collection. So who knows what he's going to end up letting go of. But Josh Harrison made art. Brother, drop your tag down below or a link if you can, or send it my way so I can drop it. But Harrison Made Art is going to be going live on Whatnot for his first show tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. Comic You Crazy, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Thanks for the great energy. Thinking of having my ashes stored in a glass urn. Ooh, remains to be seen. Well, how about you call Steve's Crematorium? I hear they're taking walk-ins. God bless America. What's up, CEO of the Comic Dojo? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Michael, welcome back, man. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Tales for the Flip Side, Marco, good to see you. He says, hey-o, looking forward to seeing Marco in Motor City Comic Con this May. That's going to be an epically good time. That's going to be awesome. Awesome? It's going to be awesome, apparently. I accidentally rubbed ketchup in my eyes. Now I have hindsight. Oh, my God. Come on, Mama, filling in for JP and some others here in the chat tonight. Hi, Miss Sarah. Excited to see the cosplay coming along. Yes, for those of you that don't know, Sarah, not Sarah, SARANOTSH, or however you spell Sarah with the H, SARAH on Instagram. Sarah, definitely leave your link down below. She's building an Ahsoka Tano cosplay for Motor City, and she's really excited. Now she's going to be really embarrassed that I dropped that information, but she's been sharing it on IG. You guys, please go follow her. I will look for the chat. I'm going to look for the chat. Apparently, the chat's right over there, but hey, I'm going to look for her link and try to drop that. Getting slabs up tonight, tomorrow, Harrison says. But actually, yeah, let me throw that up there. So I want you guys to see this journey of this cosplay. Not there. Oh, nope, it's not. I gave you guys the wrong name. Sarah Day Crochet. She loves to crochet and she loves to. Here you go. We're dropping the link down here below. Give her a follow so you guys can watch this Ahsoka Tano cosplay develop. And you can also see kind of like the cool Star Wars stuff that she has going on. She's a huge Star Wars fan. She is also who helped push me over the edge to get back into Star Wars over the last 2 years, based on everything that's going on. And you get to see pictures of our dachshunds and our wiener dogs because they're super adorable there. That's where she loves to share those, and they sleep constantly. But yes, moving right along as far as announcement. The chat here, we're still in the chat. JP's budget collecting there, and I'm just waiting for him to drop more jokes. Joe, Andy, and the chat, good to see you. What's up, JP? Hey, Andy, I'm late. Any DC this week? Apparently not much drop from DC. The shelves were damn near empty at my LCS. I definitely took a walkthrough, and I didn't see anything that was grabbed my fancy. Isn't Peacemaker going to be coming out again at some point? Either issue 2 or did I miss issue 2? Peacemaker I had fun with. Peacemaker was something that I definitely want to read again. But I just don't see it dropping anymore. And we definitely had our fill of Batman. I'm not going to be buying any Batman books reading anytime soon. We did watch Batman last weekend, and the CEO of the Comic Dojo definitely had something of an opinion about the last Batman movie. So hit her up if you want to hear her opinion of the Batman movie. I personally think at almost 3 hours, cinematically, I think it was extremely well done. I love the fight scenes. I love how we could watch a choreographed fight scene play out that looked really good without the camera doing all the crazy, like, all over the place, like making me ill and making me wish I would have taken Dramamine. I honestly think there's a couple of sections of that movie that needed to be chopped in half time-wise. Like, they were very drawn out, and I get it. I think the writing could have been paced a little bit better or streamlined. The writing into the movie or writing for the movie, I mean, 3 hours long. That was a long ass movie. Penguin, hell yes. Riddler, hell yes. Super duper emo Batman. At one point, he was sitting at a desk or at a counter or something like that in the Batcave, and he had that like 90s check me out. I'm like super emo, and had his hair all like draped over his face, and had his face all blackened with the mascara. I get it, but like that looked like the Crow. I mean, that looked like, hey, it's the Crow. Wait, no, I'm watching the Batman. Wait, what's going on here? Is this? It got a little bit confusing, to be honest with you, when Pattinson in there as Batman. Just the way they chose to present Batman with Pattinson, or you know who I'm talking about. Just the way they put that together was kind of like I didn't dislike his acting ability, but I feel like the writing didn't do his acting ability the service that it deserved to differentiate his Batman from other characters or other way. Like, I'm nitpicking. It was a decent movie. I'm glad we went. I'm glad we paid for the tickets. I'm glad we went and saw it in the theater in the super comfy reclinable chairs with a crap ton of popcorn. And I love that we're back to having regular movie experiences. So I'm glad it was. I'd give that a good B plus for me. A good B plus movie. Not terrible, not bad, not I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like mind blowing. So I had a really good movie experience with that one. But yes, hey mama, hoping to get more painting done tonight. Yes, so hopefully she actually posts a picture tonight on her IG. Like I said, I dropped that link down below for Sarah Day Crochet. Check out Sarah's progression with that Ahsoka cosplay because she's gonna definitely be showing that off at Motor City if she's able to get that done, and she's really excited to share that with everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plan pans out. She says, awesome. I didn't know if the Instagram person was talking about statues, but they are all, oh, they're all professors from Legacy. Okay. That's what it was about. Okay. They're all professors from Legacy. I got to go, Marco, I got to go back and find that. And I kind of want to share that or reshare that for that person and try to learn more from that. But at that point, when I saw that, I had to stop reading the comic book because I didn't want to spoil it. And I wanted to stay in that moment and figure that out before going on. Comic Fu, what is up, brother? Thanks for being here. If you guys don't know Comic Fu, you need to subscribe to his channel and check out his content. Comic Fu does some awesome content, awesome unboxing, and that is one massive collection. And you want to talk about one of the biggest Green Lantern collectors in the comic community that I know of. Make sure you guys check him out. Comic Fu, thanks for being here. Hey, Comic Fu, absolutely. My understanding is the books were banged up pretty bad. Yeah. So the Moff Gideon cover appearance, the Darth Vader 21 Sprouse variant, I want to say that probably based on the way based on what I remember from my LCS and how many people have pull lists in there, I probably 60% plus of the issues they got or the copies of that they got were all damaged. Those are some heavy damage numbers, especially for that. There's Zuni with the $5 Mission 22 super chat. Once again, the mission for 2022 is to support Mission 22, all channel monetization, all super chats, all super stickers, all will be donated to Mission 22. We're coming up on the end of the third quarter here, January, February, March, coming up at the end of March. I think I'm going to put together a show that we get together and we do a donation drive for Mission 22, and we do that quarterly donation over to Mission 22 from the channel monetization. I think the channel monetization has reached a point where I think we can make a withdraw quarterly based on everything that you guys have been able to do. Your support from Zuni and Come On Mama has been incredible every week, twice a week, and everybody else out there know that you guys trust me to do this with Mission 22. Mission 22 has not even officially allowed me to use any of their tags or logos or anything. I'm just directly donating this to Mission 22 and sending. We're just sending it. They sent me paperwork. I have not been able to have time to make time to respond to that paperwork. As far as that, we're not doing the paperwork they sent me was for like a big like a fundraiser, like if like a Fortune 500 company did a fundraiser for him. We are just people down here we're ground pounders down here doing the real work. Well, that's every work is real work. I don't mean to understate everything everybody else is doing, but you know what I mean. We're down here in the trenches spreading the word, and it provides us an opportunity to talk about Mission 22 twice a week, every week. The more we keep it in the forefront, the more support we give to them. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's coming up at the end of the month, so I should potentially be looking at the beginning of next month for creating a live stream where we make that donation. Don't know how much we're going to be able to share live in the moment based on personal information and banking information. But what we can do is while we're live, we can like take a screen grab of the final donation number being sent to 22 and actually kind of share a portion of that. So that's another announcement as we go down the chat here. Josh Oliver, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Just picked it up. I think you were talking about Saga. If I remember correctly, the timing that your comment dropped as you were talking about Saga. I want to hear what you think. As you read through Saga, I really want to hear what you think, either in the comments down below in the replay or in the live chat for next week. Hit me up on Instagram and follow me on Instagram at ComicManAndy. I definitely love to see people post pictures of new comic book day pickups and any packages they're receiving and stuff like that. And just be a part of the community if you're not already. If you are, and I already am following you, just make sure you tag me on some stuff, man. Absolutely. You just picked up Ghost Cage today. Food, did you read that yet? I'd be interested to hear what you think. I'd be interested to hear your opinion as well. Cantankerous picked it up as well. Ryan0224 Comic, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button on Instagram. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Dojo. You've probably been a part of the community for a long time, and we're just seeing you here for the first time. Absolutely, thank you for being here. What's going on? Josh says absolutely. He says do it. Josh says do it because his live show on Whatnot is tomorrow night. So if you are a Whatnot user and you have the app downloaded, search for Harrison Made Art. There it is, right there. HarrisonMadeArt. You'll find him, hit follow, check out what he's got going on. Andy, will you be heading to the Fan Expo in Cleveland at the end of April? That's a great question, Ryan. There is a lot going on in April and May, and April has Indiana Comic Con in Indianapolis that I'm being asked if I'm going to attend, and there's potential there, but the trick is there's another convention. Grand Rapids Comic Con is the same weekend as Indianapolis Comic Con, which I think is the weekend before the Fan Expo in Cleveland. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know that I have the stamina to do a con every other weekend or every weekend over the next 3 or 4 months. Definitely want to keep from getting burnout. And I don't want to get into that avenue where everything becomes content and I record everything and then never produce or create anything. So I can't say yes, but I can't say no just yet. Like we just said, it is Wednesday night. It is the eve before Lexington Comic Con, and I still haven't even booked a hotel, and I still haven't even made the decision. I still haven't said 100% yes or 100% no. I'm still stuck down the middle because if this is more than allergies and a cold, I don't want to bring a cold to a Comic Con. That ain't going to be fun. But in the same aspect, that drive is half the drive that Baltimore was essentially. Either way, most of my sketch stuff is at CBCS still, yes, but they will return it twice as fast as CGC. So make sure you're following Harrison Made Art for that. I've got one more big announcement before we get back into these books here in just a little bit because it's going live right now. Someone keeps sending me flowers with the heads cut off. I think I'm being... Oh, my God. Yeah. Escargo 80, one of the original OG followers here on the ComicManAndy Comic Cave and Comic Dojo from almost 3 years ago when we first started. Escargo 80, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you on a Wednesday night station, y'all. He says, absolutely station. There you go. Getting slabs up tonight for tomorrow. Good to hear, man. And there is Sarah Day Crochet's Instagram handle and link. Give her a follow to watch that Ahsoka cosplay come together. AOA, record long road trips for your YouTube enjoyment. I actually have Baltimore Comic Con and C2E2. I still have footage left that I'm clipping and editing from last year for those convention pieces. And I've got the idea of the 2X or 3X speed road trip stuff with clips in here, especially if you go to Baltimore Comic Con from the Great Lakes area, you get to drive through a really cool tunnel in the mountains. But yeah, it must be Wednesday night because I'm watching two of my favorite AEW Dynamite and ComicManAndy live. Good to see you, Diecast Comics. If you guys don't know, Diecast Comics is also a seller on Whatnot. Make sure you follow them over there if you are a Whatnot fan. Diecast puts on a great show as well. Josh Oliver, I'm going as Wolverine, and my son is going as Finn from Adventure Time. Ooh, that would be really cool to see. Also, Jeff Schultz, one love from Chicago, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. It's brave to admit you have an STD. Always clap. Oh, my God. Come on, Mama. Do you know the difference between wallpaper and toilet paper? She's going to say no, and I'm going to be like, ew, gross. Did you get one of the IMAX exclusives? I did not. I did not get one of the IMAX exclusives. I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled on the secondary market for that. Obi the Gray, one of the people you definitely need to be following on Instagram when it comes to Star Wars comic books and content. Obi the Gray, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Funny you say that. Patterson is slated to play the Crow. And oh my shit, you gotta be kidding me. Are you serious? That's a shoe-in right there. Patterson slated to play the Crow. That kind of excites me because there were several periods during The Batman. I still don't like the title, The Batman. If you want The Batman, it doesn't roll off. It rolls off the tongue, but not in a pleasant way, really. I mean, The Batman is just... I feel like they had a lot of time to figure this out, and instead of figuring out, they just threw a "the" in front of Batman. And it's like, okay, either way. But yeah, Patterson slated to play the Crow in the reboot. Oh my God, I gotta see that movie in the theaters. Absolutely. You threw up a George Perez signed book that I'm going to put on Mission 20. Yes, there you go. Threw up a George Perez signed book that I'm going to put up on Mission 22. And Josh and I have actually been talking a little bit back and forth about putting up some books for Mission 22. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a thing going forward in the future. Good stuff. I'm still catching up with the paperback. Good to hear, Josh. Awesome. He's talking about Saga. He's still catching up on that trade paperback. I may not have an extra IMAX exclusive. Message me later about it. Oh, you may or may not. I'll have to definitely hit you up. Okay, there's the chat. We're caught up. We got announced. So the next major announcement that we've got to do real quick before we get back into the books here is that Brian McClay additional channel started. We are going to share screen and we're going to show what he has going on tonight. So the Brian McClay, man, congratulations on your next adventure or your additional new adventure. Brian creatively wanted to get into some more cards and some more sports card stuff. I'm really cool to see where he goes with this. Let me share my screen here. And in just about 18 minutes here, Brian McClay, baseball's back mystery packs he has going on. I think he has a live whatnot sale that he's going to be sharing live on his YouTube channel. So down below here, make sure that you click, and you know what? We're just going to go ahead and because I'm a goofball and I probably should have done this before. We are going to give you guys the link here to subscribe to The Amazing with Brian McClay. And creatively, it's the new channel where he's trying out some of the things that he wants to do on his own. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. The Modern Comic Mayhem looks like it's happening on this channel. So if you're a Modern Comic Mayhem fan like I am, it's going to be happening over here. So make sure you hit subscribe over there. Tell Brian tell Brian I said hi and I sent him your way. There you go. And in just a little while tonight, just about 16 minutes right as we finish up this show, he's going to be doing mystery packs with baseball cards. And he's got a lot of heat going on here. It makes me want to get back into sports cards. For the time being, though, congratulations again, Brian McClay. For the time being, we're just getting into Star Wars cards. We're creating some content there with Star Wars cards and having a lot of fun there. I'm looking forward to open up some more packs tonight for that. But we are caught up with the chat. We've gone over announcements. Let's get back into these books, and we're just going to make it easy on ourselves, and we're going to go from the last book to the first book. So first up, which was the last up, Ghost Cage #1. Pleasantly surprised with what this had to offer. Definitely adding it to my pull list. I don't see this being a long ongoing series. I definitely see it being a really fun maxi series, or I hope it's not a mini series. I feel like there's enough here to explore that it should be between that mini series and ongoing series. So a maxi series of 12 issues or whatever. So I'm looking forward to this. And I see this potentially having some animated potential. I think this could be pretty interesting as an animated series somewhere. Granted, there's I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. You guys that buy all of the indie #1s, you already have this. You probably haven't read it yet. A lot of you here are basically going to be 3. No, that's it. Cantankerous says it's only going to be 3 issues. That's only going to be 3 issues. That's actually sad to hear. I feel like there's a lot here to explore. There's a lot of world here that I'd really like to explore. If they're only going to do 3 issues, that's kind of sad. But I'm going to enjoy whatever they produce. This was a good pickup this week. It really was. Thank you for Dank Comics for bringing this up and bringing this to my awareness to make sure that I didn't miss out on this, because I did not have this in my pull list, and I just grabbed a copy off of my shelf at my LCS. May end up having spinoffs, Josh Harrison says. May end up having spinoffs. If it gets enough spinoffs and carries enough steam, then I could see them potentially doing an animated series. But a 3-issue miniseries of this, I don't see it carrying enough interest over time for somebody to buy the property to potentially make it into an animated series. I think it'd be a really good animated series just based on what I'm seeing so far, but the jury's still kind of out. Either way, it's staying on the poll. It's going on the poll list. There you go. There's the first book. Next up, Department of Truth. You guys know, and I've talked about this every month, and I feel ashamed and a little embarrassed. This has more layers than a godforsaken onion, and I just got to sit down and read several issues before to get caught up to read this. So this is hitting the reading pile. It'll probably be Department of Truth tends to be something that I do on a Friday night after a whatnot sale, or a Saturday as a break if I'm doing packages, something that affects. So it hits the reading pile, but the short-term reading pile, and it is Saga week, and you don't need to say anything. If you haven't read this, you need to give it a chance. If you don't like it, that's fine. It's not for everybody. But I'm not going to spoil this. And this cover is a little heartbreaking. And you should probably read this book. I mean, seriously. How long have we been talking about? How many years have we been talking about Saga and being the massive Saga collector that I am? I really just don't. I don't need to go through the weeds or go into the weeds and spend a half an hour talking about Saga. We should probably do a specific episode just about Saga. Josh, I will get to that here in just a second, buddy. Darth Vader 1-in-25 variant, ratio variant for issue 21. Like we talked about, we will get into the weeds on this a little bit. When these Star Wars runs start to get a little long in the trousers, so to speak. What? Andy, long in the trousers? Either way, when they start getting into the 20s or the 30s or something like that, and interest starts waning and print runs start running a little bit lower, when they throw out a ratio variant, pay attention. All I'm saying is pay attention. I'm not saying buy all of them like I'm doing. I'm saying buy what you love and you'll love what you buy. But if you're not going to buy or pre-order anything, just pay attention to what happens with the market with any of these. I don't know. But this wasn't a major key issue, so I don't think anything's going to happen with this. But we got to start paying attention. We're in issue 21. What's going to happen over the next 6 to 10 issues, if anything at all? Because remember, the 2015 Darth Vader and the 2017 Darth Vader ran for 25 issues with a couple of annuals. If they're going to continue this and they're not going to end it at 25, they got to breathe some new life into it, right? Well, if they're going to breathe new life into a Star Wars run, how are they going to do that? I'm asking a rhetorical question that's posing a thought process. Are they going to add new characters? What's going to happen that we're going to breathe new life into this series? They might do another crossover. God forbid. That War of the Bounty Hunters was nowhere near as good as it could have been. They could do another crossover. They could introduce some new characters. I don't know, but this is where you really got to pay attention to the ratio variants when they drop. And if you start to see those ratio variants getting ignored and you start picking up a 1-in-25 for like $10, you're getting really good value if you stumble on a first appearance or something that people really get interested in. You're getting really good value for your collection there. At the end of the day, buy what you love and you'll love what you buy. And I'm not saying buy everything. I'm not even saying go out and buy this one. I'm just saying pay attention to what's happening with it. You know what I mean? Education through other people's choices, essentially. So you got cover A as well. And it was a decent read, not as action-packed or not as like, I wouldn't say it's as rewarding as other issues have been, but it's worth sticking with. It's the pack run of Vader, which has been really good. Then Dr. Aphra 19 is out. This is my pick of the week. So for Darth Vader 21, the Sprouse variant, which we did not get because they were all damaged, we're getting a replacement copy. Jim's Comics, that was his pick of the week, was that first cover appearance or first standard comic book cover appearance of Moff Gideon. I like it, but I like the first standard cover appearance of Bo-Katan more. And that's simply because me as a collector, I don't like to put all of my eggs into the villain basket, so to speak. So there's potentially, I've got to go back and rewatch Jim Comics video and see how much more information he had on there. I'm probably missing something or forgetting something. But I kind of like the first standard comic book cover appearance of Bo-Katan more so. Now, I could talk more about this, but you guys make up your own minds for yourselves, and I'm just sharing my own opinion and what I buy. Like I said, buy what you love, and you love what you buy. Two Brothers Comics, like they say, collect your way. There's no wrong way to buy books, so collect your way. There's no wrong way to read or collect comic books. So then we got the cover price variant for Dr. Aphra, and I do like that one quite a bit. But cover A is speaking kind of volumes here about the characters, and I actually really kind of like that one. Dr. Aphra even having a little bit of a heyday in the grass, kind of laying out, and it's I don't know. I got to dig deeper into this. This Wong run, what did I just say? This Wong run of Dr. Aphra, I've not been the biggest fan of, and I've been kind of vocal about that, and I don't like the way it's flown. I'm gonna stick with it because, like I said, we're in issue 19. What's going to be happening going forward? Are they going to? I did not think this Wong run was going to last anywhere near this long. I did not think this Wong run was going to last anywhere near as long as it has, to be honest with you. Because at the first arc or the first arc and a half, the pacing just was making me want to pull my hair out. The pacing was hard to keep with. The pacing and the way the story was being woven together was hard for me to follow, and maybe just be the way my brain's working. But if this Wong run is still going, maybe I'm Wong. Get it? I mean, maybe I'm wrong for not sticking with it. Now, granted, I have probably only 5 or 6 issues to fill in that I missed. So that was about half a year to maybe just over half a year where I kind of shied away from it, and at some point I got smarter and just said, just send it. I mean, it's only like $3. It's only a $3 book. I don't want to miss out if something big happens. That being said, we are moving on from Star Wars Marvel to regular Marvel, and probably one of the sickest grouping of covers on a little series here. Elektra Black, White, and Blood. The 1 in 25 of this is absolutely epic. I didn't have a copy available at LCS today. We did get cover A. It hits the reading pile, but I really like that they're sticking with their guns with Black, White, and Blood. It's literally just red, white, and black on the cover. These are going to be tough to get graded in high grade. I'm imagining that you guys know how crappy Marvel covers can be with the paper quality. I don't see. Maybe we get lucky with some stuff, but man, oh man, you guys have seen how bad the Star Wars covers have been. I can't imagine those are going to be too much better. But then we've got the Chip Zdarsky Devil's Reign series. This is actually written by Duggan and then Noto on the art. So I haven't been keeping up with this reads because I originally asked for Devil's Reign. Did I say Devil's Run? I meant Devil's Reign. I asked for this because I want to read it thinking I was just going to get the initial or just the Zdarsky written stuff. I inadvertently just kind of gotten all of the tie-ins or all the crossovers or whatever too, and that's my own fault because sometimes I walk into my LCS, grab my pulls, go up to the register, and just pay and walk out and don't even look at what I'm picking up. That's my own fault because I misordered and then didn't police my own actions on what was going on. But that means we also have Villains for Hire. That doesn't mean these aren't worth reading. That just means that I wasn't intentionally at the very beginning wanting to pick these up. So we're going to give them a read, see where they're at on whether or not they're going to stay in the PC or in the collection, or maybe we do up like a Devil's Reign kind of giveaway at some point. Those are the second round of books. Let's get into this chat one more time and do announcements one more time before we call it a night. Oh my God, we're 51 minutes in. But yes, there is the link for the amazing Brian McClay, who should be going live any minute here over on his channel. So make sure that you give him some support over there and check out the Modern Comic Madness over there. I think they do it on Sunday nights now. And the creative aspect and avenue that he's doing over there. And don't forget to check out Tales from the Flip Side as well. They've got a new Tapeheads show that's out. See what they've got going on there. But then right over here, please hit up Sarah Day Crochet. Follow her on Instagram there and check out the Ahsoka Tano cosplay that she's building and see where that goes. And she's getting that ready for Motor City, which means she's got about just under 2 months left to finish that entire cosplay. She's going to be putting it to the grindstone, so to speak. Yes, there's a lot that needs to happen there. But let's get back in here down below. Cantankerous said there's only 3 issues of Ghost Cage, but it might have some spinoffs. Josh says, I'm looking forward to that. Pre-order info for issue 3 says final issue, 48 mind-melting pages. Ooh, okay, so they're going to do a big issue, but almost a double. Oh, that is a double, isn't it? It's close to a double. What do you think about the new Punisher logo? I think the new Punisher logo is a ploy to stir the pot, and I think it's just getting people interested again in the Punisher. Now, if I remember correctly, he takes charge of the hand, and this is just a version of him that's in charge of the hand, and I don't think it's going to stick around. I mean, in fact, several of the covers from that run have the standard Punisher logo on it. Doesn't cover A have the standard Punisher logo? I don't know. Either way, I don't think it's going to be sticking around. We've seen many different iterations of the Punisher logo over time, but I think the timing of when Marvel did this to kind of stir the pot to re-engage or gain more interest in the Punisher falls in line with when they did Soviet, when they did other things. Like if you kind of look at the timing of things, it just seemed like it was time for Marvel to do something Punisher related again, every 6 months to a year, something like that. And the timing based on the news of the Punisher logo, what was going on there with the requests, if you will, or the people demanding that be taken down or changed. The timing of that just seemed it didn't seem manufactured. It just kind of seemed haphazard and just kind of either way, I don't see the new logo sticking around after once the storyline is done, I think it's gone. Andy, I have every issue of Saga, but not like Andy, Hardcore Saga. We have every issue and we're still collecting and buying more. I just want the Moth for a signing. Let's be honest. Yeah, I agree with Josh here. To get Gene Esposito's signature on that first cover appearance of Moff Gideon would be pretty dope. And with the gold border and how much black is in that cover, let's bring that back up really quick, actually. With how much black there is in that cover, I think this screams gold signature to stand out with the gold border. Oh my God, maybe even right. I don't know. You guys do you. But I might follow suit with Josh there and get a signed copy because Gene Esposito's historically known for going to Motor City Comic Con and several other here in the Great Lakes area. So I'd be looking forward to that. Austin, speaking of great Star Wars content, make sure you guys are Austin. Austin, apparently we're going to foster you real hard tonight, but you got to follow Austin. So Austin, please drop your Instagram link here in the chat. He did a killer Ahsoka Tano sketch cover for somebody and shared it today on Instagram, or maybe even yesterday. Super cool stuff, Austin. Good to see you. Josh says, yes, it does. Comic Ryan says, I just hope Jason Aaron doesn't run. Yes. So I don't dislike Aaron as a writer. I just don't want to read his Punisher stuff. I just, that being said, let me think of his name. It's gonna. Famed Punisher writer is coming back, if I remember correctly. After this Aaron run, his name escapes me at the moment as my sinus pressure builds. Not Morrison. No. Dang it. It's going to kill me. Maybe you guys here in the chat can help me out here. But he's coming back, and I'm looking forward to that getting started up after this Aaron run. But that's new comic book day. Those are the new issues. We hit up the chat several times. We did announcements. We shared the amazing Brian McClay's channel and several other channels. And you guys know this is every Wednesday here. Sorry I'm late. Good evening, chat and Andy. Double O, good to see you. We're just ending the show right now. Catch the replay if you've got some time. Definitely appreciate it. Share some comments in that chat if you got time as well. Garth Enos, yes, thank you. Garth Enos is coming back to write Punisher after this Aaron run. That's what I was struggling to get my brain to think of, get back on the rails there. But Garth Enos is going to be doing a Punisher run after this Aaron run. I don't know when on the timing. Maybe some of you guys know off the top of your heads. But I did see that was coming up at some point. We did a news article about that over at Supplements Comics News Weekly. So that's another really good thing. But the announcement-wise, we are still on the road to 2,000 followers here on YouTube. We're going to be doing a 2,000 follower giveaway. I have a big plan for this. I think it's going to be really cool. The pacing of the way this goes is it might be later on this season. We'll see, but we're starting to collect up some items to do a giveaway. And don't forget, when I get my crap in gear, we're going to be doing some more giveaways here on Mondays and on Wednesdays. When I can say that I finally have the Star Wars portion of my collection organized. That's one big chunk. The rest of the collection, as it gets organized, and I can find issues. A lot of times I find stuff that's on hot lists or that's relevant or there's news that's out, and I'm like, I want to give a book away. I can't find it. I currently am in that position where I can't find anything. It's all in boxes, but none of the boxes are marked because I was a goofball and didn't mark anything. We're making those changes. But yes, Josh, have a great night. We'll see you again soon and have a great weekend if we don't. But that's New Comic Book Day. We've gone over the announcements. This Friday night, whatnot, I'm going to try to put together another 9 p.m. Friday Night Fire. Last Friday with that live CGC unboxing on Whatnot, and those books hit the auction block for $1 was epic. That was a ton of fun. I hope to be able to do something extremely similar to that again. But we have a CGC package coming back right now with copies of Ultimate Fallout 4 in there. Those won't be hitting Whatnot, but those will be doing an unboxing here on YouTube and either edited or live. One or the other will be getting that dropping soon. They shipped that this yesterday or today. So it could be showing up Saturday. It could be showing up Monday. Either way, have a great night, everybody. This connective tissue that is comic books is fantastic, right? But you all are the most fantastic part about this every day, all day, every week, as you guys continue to support each other and all the content creators out there and enjoy their content. And meeting everybody at the cons is a fantastic thing, too. So you guys know how I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go piggies out. I'm going to catch you on the flip side for the next one. And remember, the most important part, all day, every day, take care of each other. Oh, and stay original. And flip-flopped. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you guys soon.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The holler boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.
To targeting computer.
gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold.
Stay on target.
I love gold.